You just left a coffee with an old friend who spent a whole hour listing everything wrong with their life, and now, walking across the parking lot to your car, you feel heavy, tired, strangely smaller, even though nothing bad happened to you at all. Before we begin, if these calm words do you good, subscribe to Wisdom of the Tao. That way, more people can find a little peace. Your hand rests on the car door, and you can't quite name it. Nothing was said against you. No one hurt you. And still, something was taken. Maybe you know someone like this, a person you love who still leaves you empty. You spend an evening with them and you drive home lighter of something you can't see. And quietly, maybe, you've wondered whether there are only two ways out: fight them or cut them off. But there is a third way, older than both, softer than both, and it asks you to close no door and raise no voice. Let me show you an old image. Picture a river moving slowly through a valley. In the middle of it sits a large smooth stone. The water reaches the stone, and here is the thing. A river does not argue with the stone, it doesn't push. It doesn't wait for the stone to move. It simply bends, slips around the sides, and keeps going, and still it arrives at the sea. The old teachers had a name for this: Wu Wei. It means something like not forcing, not the effort of pushing against the world, but the ease of moving with it. The river spends nothing trying to change the stone, it saves all of itself for the sea. And here is where it touches your life. You do not have to change the draining person. You couldn't anyway. You've probably tried. You explained, you hinted, you hoped they would finally see it, and the stone stayed a stone. So you stopped pushing. And you notice something you always had, quietly, the whole time. You choose where your attention goes, not what they say, not how long they talk, where your attention rests. That single choice, not the other person, is where your calm actually lives. That's a beautiful thought to hold on a quiet evening like this one. The river flows around the stone. You choose where you go. But let's be honest, tomorrow they'll call again. They'll sit across from you, real and close, and start to spill the same storm. And a beautiful thought on its own tends to slip right out of your hands the moment a real person is in front of you. So, a river alone isn't quite enough, because a river only stays a river because of its banks, that quiet shape on either side that gives the water its form without ever fighting it. And there is one soft sentence, just a few words, that becomes your riverbank the very next time someone comes to spill their storm on you. You can say kindly, "I only have a little time today." That is all. A few soft words, spoken with warmth, not with a frown. Say them gently and they do not attack anyone. They just give the moment a shape. Think about what happens there. The other person still gets to speak. They are not pushed away, not shut out. But the water now has somewhere to go, and you are not standing under it for an hour soaking it all up. You gave the river a bang. Nobody got hurt, and you stayed dry. And here is the beautiful part. You do not have to say it coldly for it to work. Warm words can still hold a line. Softness is not weakness. A riverbank is soft mud and reeds, and it still tells a whole river where to flow. Now picture a lake at dawn, perfectly still, mist resting on the top like breath on glass. Then someone throws a stone, and of course the surface breaks. Rings spread out. The calm seems gone, but watch it. Wait a moment. The rings widen, they fade, and the water goes quiet again, back to a mirror. Nobody scoops the stone out. Nobody scolds the sky. The lake simply returns. And this is the part I want you to keep. You are allowed to feel the ripple. When someone brings their storm to you, something in you may tighten. That is not failure. Peace is not being made of stone. Peace is the returning. It is not that the stone never lands. It is that you come back to stillness after it does. Let me pause here for a second because I am curious about you. Tell me in the comments. Which of these three touches you most today? The river, the boundary, or the still lake? I really do read them. And if this brings you a little peace, subscribe so others can find it too. Then come right back because there is one thread I still owe you. It is about the people who are hard to be near. Maybe you have someone in mind right now, and you have quietly wondered if the only kind thing left is to walk away for good. But an old teaching sees it differently. Some people come only to teach you something. Patience maybe, or exactly where your own limits are, which you might never have found without them pressing on you, so you do not have to close every door. Picture a doorway standing open onto a quiet garden. It stays open and still the garden keeps its calm. You can let someone remain in your life and keep your center at the same time. Distance is not the only way home, but I will be honest with you, the sentence that little riverbank lives outside you, you have to remember to say it, and the lake is a picture in your mind. Beautiful, but you have to reach for it. There is something smaller than both, smaller than any sentence, and it needs no words at all. You already carry it with you everywhere, into every hard room, every tense call, every moment when there is no time to speak. One slow breath taken before you answer, and in that single breath, you choose stillness instead of reaction. Think about that half second. The moment right after someone says the sharp thing before you say yours back. Most of your calm lives in that tiny gap. It is so small you never notice it, but it is there. And the breath is what widens it. One slow breath, and suddenly that half second becomes long enough to stand in, long enough to choose. You are still soft, you are still warm. You just gave yourself a little room and no one even saw you do it. So, let me bring you back to where we started. The same friend, the same hour of complaints, spilling out across the same table, the same 2 cups of coffee going cold between you. Nothing about the scene has changed, except one quiet thing has changed completely. This time, you are the river. Their worries come at you like water rushing at a stone, and you do not brace against it. You do not push it away. You let it move through you and around you, the way a river slides past the rock and keeps on going to the sea. You stay warm, you stay kind. You even say your soft little sentence gently, I only have a little time today, and it lands like a bank giving the water its shape. Somewhere in there, you take your one slow breath, and the ripple that used to knock you over, it rises and it settles. The surface goes still again, all on its own. Then you stand up, you walk out to your car. Same walk, same evening light, same key in the same hand. But this time, your shoulders are easy. There is a small, settled smile you did not plan. You are not tired, you are not smaller, you are still full, still yourself. Your calm was never touched. That is it. That is the whole thing. That is what it means to protect your energy. Not a wall, not going cold, not cutting anyone out of your life. You stay right there in the room with them, close and open, and you simply keep choosing where your attention goes. You feel the storm and you return to stillness. Again and again, as many times as it takes. The returning is the peace, not the never being touched, the coming home. And here is the honest part. This is an old teaching, not a law. It will not always work on the first try. And some days the ripple stays a while longer. That is fine. Take what serves you and leave the rest. You do not owe this to anyone. You only offer it to yourself. So let me ask you one thing quietly. The next time someone brings you their storm, will you remember the river? You do not have to answer me. Just carry the question with you. Let it sit somewhere near your chest and see what it does the next time the water rises, because it will rise. Tomorrow, maybe, or the day after, someone will reach for your peace without even knowing they are doing it. And when they do, you already have everything you need. You remember the river that never argues with the stone. You take one slow breath and you let it flow. May you keep your quiet and may a little of it, the calm you carried out of that room, the stillness you chose in that half second, reach everyone you meet. Every person, every hard day, every cup of coffee that goes cold while someone pours out their worries. Breathe once and let it flow.